Review Friday, and today, as the title says, I am talking about The Final Empire by Brandon Sanderson, book 1 of his Mistborn universe. I gotta go pretty fast through this because I have to get ready for work, so that's why I don't look too great. This is about a world where the Lord Ruler is basically God on Earth, an immortal being who saved the world from something called the Deepening that no one really knows what it is, and then became a tyrant, erased all religion, conquered all of the known world, blocked out the stars and the sky using ash, by creating constant volcano eruptions. He enslaved half the population called the Ska. Those who aren't Ska are the nobility, and he gave them the power of allumency, which is a type of magic where you swallow a bit of metal, you burn it in your stomach, and it gives you some powers. There are 10 known metals that can give you different types of power, but he's a tyrant and a monster. We follow two characters. First is Kelser, who was a Ska thief who dared to try to steal from the Lord Ruler and was sentenced to the pits of Hassan, which no one survives. He survived and broke out after the death of his wife and snapped, awaking allumency powers in him, meaning he's at least part noble. Now he is trying to bring down the Lord Ruler and finish the empire. Then we also have Vin, who is a normal Ska, who is a low-level girl in a thieving crew. She's beaten all the time. Her brother abused her when he was around and he's left her. And then Kelser runs into her and she is swept up in his plans. OMG, this is good. I gave it a 4.5 out of 5 stars. This is kind of sad. There is this sense of despair throughout a lot of it. Kelser helps to lighten the mood, but it's not as good as, say, the Black Jewels. The Black Jewels is a little bit better at that kind of thing, but it's not hard to read. It's just that it's slow to read. You aren't really pulled really quickly into it. This is a book that takes a month at least to get through. And I know that book 2, The Well of Ascension, will probably be the same because this thing looks even bigger than this thing. But Brandon Sanderson's writing is really good. This is an epic high fantasy, which means it's long, it got bigger words, and it's in a different world. It's kind of more on the darker side of things because there's slavery and torture and executions of random people who didn't do anything, but it's really interesting. I love the magic in it. It is so unique. That's kind of like Brandon Sanderson's staple is a unique magic system. Each of them is very different in his different worlds, or so I've heard. This is certainly extremely different from anything I've ever read. It's not elemental, it's based on metals. I love the character of Vin. She's definitely my favorite character. The transformation she goes through from this beaten down runt of a girl who doesn't look anyone in the eye and is afraid for her life all the time. She transforms and becomes the hero that she is in the end. This book is also really slow until towards the end, so it's going to take a while to get there, and then I read the rest of the book in 2 days. Because I had to know. I had to know. I kind of took it with me everywhere, even to training when it wasn't very helpful. I loved it. It was so good. All in all, the only reason it's not a full 5 stars is because of how slow it is and how it wasn't that easy to get sucked into it. But at the same time, you know, the very first line in the entire book is "Ash fell from the sky." It's like, that's unique. Do I recommend you read this? Absolutely. Absolutely. Go pick it up. This is a book that you should read. OMG, if you like fantasy, you will like this book. You will like it. It is so unique and so cool. Even though it was kind of slow, I had to keep going and how they were going to pull off this crazy idea when they're facing an immortal. I mean, oh, it's so good. And the end is phenomenal. On that note, I'm going to start talking about some of the more spoilery things. So go read it. Go read it. If you haven't read it, then you can keep watching. Or you don't care about the spoilers. Okay, it picked up at Marsh's death. Supposed death. That was sad, and what Kelser did, destroying all of the atium, wow! I was like, he did not! He so did! And everyone was just kind of like, well, that goes all the money that we were going to get out of it, and he's like, I don't care, they killed my brother. Badass! It's like, wow, Kelser is phenomenal. Kelser's death, OMG, I did not expect that. I was like, wait, he died? He died? What are they gonna do now? Oh my gosh, there's so much more left! I was just like blown away like everyone else is. You're like, read it, you have to know it, and then the Lord Ruler comes out. The Lord Ruler himself, him being so young, and his powers and who he is, I didn't call. I know a lot of people probably did. Once it's revealed, it's like, oh, duh. That's who it is. That explains everything. It's not the dude from the journal. It's not the actual hero of ages. Blah, that blew me away. I did not expect that at all. Vin, oh my gosh, I loved Vin's transformation and her just figuring it out and ripping them from him. Oh my gosh, I can't wait. I know she's the hero. I know she's the new hero. Oh, I loved it so much. And what the Inquisitors are and how to defeat them. And Marsh being an Inquisitor, it just blew my mind. The twists at the end, they just, wow. And Eland, I was so glad he finally stepped up and did something. And now he's the king. And I can't wait to read it. I can't wait to continue. I'm going to have to because I have other things to read. But I will try to start the Well of Ascension during #Yearthon. I forgot about something. Towards the end, after Kelster's death, is the best line in the book. It is so good. Sazed, after Kelster dies, everyone's like given up. Vin's like, I can't believe I believed in him. She was like, you still believe in him? And he goes, I do. She went, how? How can you? Sage shook his head, walking over to stand beside her. Belief isn't simply a thing for fair times and bright days, I think. What is belief? What is faith if you don't continue in it after failure? Vin frowned. Anyone can believe in someone or something that always succeeds, mistress. But failure? Ah, now, that is hard to believe in, certainly and truly. Difficult enough to have value, I think. That is so ingenious. Oh my gosh, that's like the best line ever. Kelster made me laugh a few times, but nothing really stood out until I read that. And I like stopped, and my dad was in the room while I was reading it, and I read it to him, and he went, wow, that's a really good line. Ingenious. Alright, thank you guys so much for watching. Please give this video a thumbs up if you enjoyed it. Subscribe to see more. Next week, I am doing 2 videos, if that, and then I have Comic-Con. And I'm going to be gone, so no filming of anything. Good luck with your reading. I hope you give this book a try, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye! After the death, and then what's the